Simplicity has their new summer collection out, so we're going to take a look at that today. I also saw that Vogue's fall collection is out, so it's very hard to keep up with all of this, but we'll do Simplicity today, we'll do Vogue next week, and we'll see which of the other big four come out with another collection after that. But for today, it is all about Simplicity. I have somehow managed to not peek at any of these patterns, but I did hear from a commenter that they took a bit of a departure from their Eileen Fisher kind of clean, simple lined situation. So let's see what we've got. This is a Mrs. dress. Comes in sizes 6 to 14 and then 14 to 22, so they do have that overlap, which you guys know I like. They still have not fixed their website, so this is what we've got. I have to zoom in and then scroll around, so bear with me on that. But this looks super cute. I love a princess-themed fit and flare dress. I probably have a gajillion of them. This one has a really pretty V-neck and a center front seam, so I love these patterns because you can really play around with stripes and create a really cool like chevron situation with your fabric placement. It's just very appealing to the eye to see like fun with stripes. But this one also has cute little ruffle sleeve. I love a ruffle. It has a self belt, and then it looks like just a long gathered skirt, and you can add an optional ruffled band. So this looks also like there might be some seams in the skirt, which aren't really necessary, but I guess it does use up less fabric and could create more fullness that way. Super cute. This looks to be like some kind of gauze maybe? Very lightweight cotton, I'm guessing. Here is a maxi length version without the ruffle sleeve. This V looks a lot deeper than the one on the model. I'm dying to see what the back looks like. Here is the model's version without the ruffle on the bottom, I think. And then we've also got this version, which is the one the model is wearing. It's always so hard to tell on Simplicity. And although they ran the stripes vertically, you could easily turn them on the bias and have them going all different directions. Here's the back. As I imagined, it is low in the back. My only concern with that is that what is keeping this up? So you don't have a bra where you can do bra carriers in the shoulder seam. So what keeps this up on her shoulder? Normally you would see like a tie going across here. Not hard to add, but it just, they should have thought of that. Can't y'all imagine that just falling off her shoulder? I mean, maybe it doesn't, maybe somehow magically this is all drafted so it stays real close to the body and it doesn't fall off. You just have to make it to see. But isn't that beautiful? I mean, when you look at the line drawing, especially the maxi dress version, can't you see this at like a prom or even like a wedding dress? Like a very, very simple modern wedding dress. Super, super pretty. And I love that it is simple, like we've been seeing out of Simplicity, but not boring, which I think is what you guys were struggling with it a lot, was it was just not very interesting. This to me seems interesting. It also doesn't seem super fashion forward either, but it's somewhere in the middle. It's got a little something going on. Very cute for summer. I would make this 1,000 times over for sure. Here is the, what is it called? The back of the envelope. We've got cotton blends, double gauze, gingham, linen blends, poplin, silky types. Yeah, they don't have rayon blends in here, but I would definitely include that as well. You just need one 7-inch zipper, and it just goes right here along your back, and then a hook and eye to hook it closed. Let's see, kind of a lot of yardage still, but A is the maxi version, so that makes sense. If you go down to C, which is like the short little sundress, you're down to 2.5 yards for the largest size. The bodice is fully lined. That's a wonderful detail. And finished bust measurements go from 34.5 to 48. So all the little petite girls out there, this is too big for them, which is unfortunate. And then kind of, yeah, everybody that's in the plus category, it's probably a little bit too big for them too, as well as anybody, even if you're a size 6 in the waist, in ready to wear, if you have a full bust, you're gonna have a hard time fitting this as well. Easier to do a full bust adjustment though than to need 2 sizes bigger or whatever it is. So I just like New Look that we looked at last week, it seems that their misses sizes are staying somewhere between like the 6 and 12 in ready to wear. Like if you're a 6 in ready to wear up to a 12 in ready to wear. Yeah, I don't know. This one might go up to 14 or 16 in the bust. We'll have to look at some waist measurements. I don't know if they're changing their measurement charts, but because I haven't, really memorized them throughout the years. But it does seem like where there is more opportunity now than ever to expand upon size ranges, they're not. If anything, it seems like they're digging in their heels. So, I mean, it's their choice, right? Their business, their choice, and then it's my choice as a consumer whether to support that or not. But moving on from sizing, which just gets me going every time. This is another little Mrs. Dress pattern, 6 to 14, 14 to 22. Again, we've got a square neckline, which again, I love a square neckline. It's got this really pretty, more of like a flounce than a ruffle, but it could just be the way the fabric is draping. Then you've got more princess seams, a waist seam, and then princess seams in this skirt as well. And one of them is opened so that you have a lovely little slit. Beautiful length on this dress. We're sticking with that kind of longer, I don't know if it's like 20s style. Like if you looked at just the bottom of the skirt, it's kind of like a 20s skirt. But the longer lines for sure. Here it is without the slit, without the ruffle. You can see it's just super, super clean. I can see this on Meghan Markle in 5 seconds. Here it is with the ruffle and the slit. So this is what the model is wearing. It looks a little bibbish here, but on her it didn't look like that. And then you've got a shorter version too, which is also so, so, so cute. So this is a little close fitting through the hip, whereas the gathered skirt was a lot more, flared out here. This one is following the shape of the body from the bust, through the waist, through the hip. So there's not going to be a ton of wearing ease through the hip either. It really just starts to take that A-line out to here. Here is the back, just a square back, center back zip, invisible, and you can see how fitted that is along her body. Not fitted, but it is semi-fitted. Here is the front of the pattern envelope. Here are our line drawings. Again, it's still a simple design. I do appreciate the addition of the ruffle. I really love the addition of the slit. And these look like 2 totally different dresses, am I right? Charmeuse, crepe de chine, rayon, and silky types. You can also make or anything without the ruffle out of something a little bit more stable, like cotton blends, linen blends, pique, and sateen for sure. Love that they included that. And because sometimes they will just put all the fabrics in one, when in my mind, some of them are meant for one view and some of them are meant for another view. So I'm glad that they separated it like that. So then you need your zipper and some thread, fully lined bodice again, and then the long dress without the ruffles is here. And then C, the short dress with the ruffles is here, all about the same. 2 1/8, 2 5/8, 2 3/8. So somewhere around 2.5 yards to get this done. The finished garment measurements for the bust are 32.5 to 46. And then the hip measurements, like I said, pretty close fitting, are 39.5 to 53. So I would be at the top of their size range, and right now I'm a 16 and ready to wear. So for reference, it's cute though. I really like that one as well. Now we have this little number. This is a Mrs. dress. We've got, what do we have? Really hard to see, actually. Some kind of, I guess this is a dart. Maybe there's a dart here, too. This pose is impossible. You've got an actual waistband, I think. Or is that a belt? I don't know. Still hard to tell. You've got a gathered skirt with side patch pockets. Center front seam, possibly. Yeah, I mean, the hat's cute, but we really just want to see the clothes. Okay, this is what we've got going on. So interesting. Okay, so you've got a princess seam with a grown-on sleeve. So this is not a set-in sleeve at all. Super, super simple to sew, especially if you don't like set-in sleeves. This is a great way to get around that because you still get all the shape of this princess seam. You still technically have a shoulder seam, but it's all in here in the underarm where it's easier to sew. Then it does look like a waistband to me. Center front seam and patch pockets. Okay, now we have a longer version. We have a, just a print, a longer version in the print, I think is the only difference. Here she is holding her hat again. And, okay, well, that's freaking cute. Okay, let's dissect the back. So, well, first of all, let's talk about the sleeve. So this is what happens when you don't have a set-in sleeve and you have that raglan. You have to have the room under your arm to lift your arm up, and it does create extra folds in the dress. Not a huge problem, just a little less clean. If you're somebody that's really into like the tailored look, this is probably going to drive you crazy. But the back has this crossover detail. It reminds me a lot of the Deer and Doe. Shoot, what is the name of that dress? You know, the one that has the crossover. Then you've got a cutout, and then you've got buttons all down the back. Now, you guys, if you've watched any of my first impression videos before, you know I just don't understand buttons in the back. In my mind, I'm going to sit down and I am going to break these buttons. People assure me that that doesn't happen, but like you sit in one of those metal chairs outside, the button gets stuck in the chair, and then it's embarrassing, or heaven forbid if a button comes undone and your whole derriere is hanging out. I don't know. Buttons up the back make me a little bit nervous. But this one's so darn cute, I don't know, I might do it anyways. And then, because you really only have to have working buttons like these three here. Everything below that, you can still get in the dress, even if those are fake. So that might be the route that I would take with this. But super cute little sundress. Very simple again. The patch pockets add something, and of course the back details is where this dress really shines. You also do have the closed up back if you prefer not to have a backless number, but I love backless dresses. I don't know that I don't know I'll ever be, in my mind, too old to wear a backless dress. I'll probably be 70 years old rocking a backless dress. I don't know, I just love them so much, so cute. Where is this back? Okay. So, chambray, cotton blends, gingham, linen blends, poplin, seersucker. So, they're recommending pretty stable cottons. Nothing heavyweight, but summer weight, stable cottons. So, super, super easy to sew with those. They're not shifty, easy to cut out. This is a great beginner project. A great beginner project. Thread and buttons. And then nothing is lined. Yeah, no lining, it doesn't look like, but you need 3 yards for the longer versions and 2.5 yards for the shorter one. And then your finished garment measurements are the same as they were for that first dress. So a little bit loose fitting, but not tight and not oversized either. Okay. They also have incorporated 2 prints so far. So no more of those kind of like super solid, granola type of fabrics that they were using. Okay, these are the Mimi G patterns for this season. We've got a wrap dress. Is that a dress? Yeah, wrap dress with big, big, big sleeves. Crossover in the front. It looks like elastic here in the shoulder, raglan sleeve with some pleats, and then gathered here into this little like bias band. Super cute. Waistband here. Pleated skirt that's very short. Then you have a longer length version. Look at this Ankara, so pretty. Same bodice, I believe. Here's, yeah, just some more versions of the same. Oh, here's the back. Another stunning backless number. I think this one's going to do really well for her. Her fan base will really like this. And then here's one. She did add the tie here. Because, again, I wonder about a V-neck in the front and then a super deep V in the back. Like, hers does have elastic in the waist, or elastic in the shoulder, so that helps a little bit. But I love this. I would make this tomorrow. When is that Simplicity sale at Joann? I think it's at the end of the month. So here we go with our line drawings. You've also got princess seams here, so you can make it. You can get the fit really to be really nice through the bust, through the waist, and then you've got, a really wide full skirt in 2 lengths. This mini version is a little too mini for me, or maybe just because she used a more stable, like chambray, maybe in a drapier fabric. It would be better. I don't know, though. It's still really short. And then for the back, you can see. You've only got the one option for the back, though. So if you're not in a backless, keep it moving. Okay, so fabrics. Denim, poplin, linen blends, cotton blends, taffeta, satins, and rayons. So yeah, she really covers the gamut there. I'm surprised she didn't say Ankara or African print or anything, since she's so clearly made a sample out of that. But whatever. 9-inch invisible zipper to go here, and elastic for your shoulder. 3 1/8, yeah, about 3 yards for either version. And then your finished bust measurements are 33 up to 48.5. So there's that. Cute little dress. I don't always love Mimi's stuff, but this is one I can really get behind. This is a strapless jumpsuit and mini dress. Okay, let's take a look. Do these feel more like fall patterns to you guys? So you've got your strapless with some kind of wrap thing into a tie. Mini dress. Okay, here is the jumpsuit. So it kind of acts as this little wrap thing, kind of acts like a peplum, sort of. And then the pants are very close fitting, as you would expect from a Mimi G pattern. These are just kind of more of the same pictures. Here's the back. I want to see about the notions and what is holding this sucker up. But first, here are our line drawings. Yeah, see how this is acting more like, I don't know, more like a dress, more like an extra layer, which it actually is. But I don't know, it reads like a peplum or a tunic, like half of a tunic. The back looks like it might be gathered, since there aren't any pleats there, I guess, in the pants. And then same thing for the dress. So we've got crepe, rayon, silky types, soft cotton, tencel, and velvet. And this is kind of what I mean about the fabric recommendations being a little bit misleading. Crepe and rayon and silky types. Oh, I wouldn't recommend that for either of these. I think you definitely need a more stable, like I would recommend sateen. I would recommend stretch twill. These lightweight drapey fabrics, I'm not getting that at all from this. I mean, even with this little drapey thing, like you can get nice drape out of those fabrics for this purpose. Yeah, I don't know about those. I don't agree with that. And then for your notions, you thread a 14-inch invisible zipper, which goes on the side, and then some 1/4-inch boning. Okay, I'm glad to see that. It doesn't obviously tell us where it goes, but I'm assuming in these little back seams, in possibly one of the side seams, and then also in the front bodice here. So there is something holding this up. If you've never worked with boning before, definitely give it a try. Maybe it's because it's the type of boning I use. I just used what they had at Joann. It felt a little bit like it didn't conform to my body like I wanted it to. It felt more like a cage that held the garment away from my body, which wasn't exactly what I wanted. But that could have been, like I said, just the product that I used, and maybe they have more professional type bonings at places like Waywack. Okay, so it looks like the bodice is lined, which makes sense for the boning. And then your jumpsuit, you need 3 yards-ish, and the dress, you just need 2 yards. Finished bust measurements, 32 to 47.5, and hip is 36 to 51.5. So I do think she drafts for a curvier figure, because that's what she has, which is why you have hip measurements that go so much higher than the others. It's not like this is looser fitting by any means, but because her block is so much curvier, you can get a little bit wider of a hip into the same size. All right. Yeah, I don't really do strapless anything, but this one, I don't know. I like parts of it, other parts I don't like. I think I would like this a lot if it were knee length, but I get the mini dress vibe too, you know? And then I think I would like this if it were wide leg, but then that might take away from this. So, yeah, it's just okay. Which is how I feel about most Mimi G patterns. Like, I appreciate the design, but it's not for me. This one, however, I would make this in 2 seconds. All right, now we've got a Mrs. and Women's pattern. So the sizing here is 10 to 18 and then 20 to 28. So they do not have a kind of transitional size here. Let's take a look. So we've got this kind of, I don't know, what would you guys call that? Trapezoid? Like a pyramid without the point? I don't know. Plateau. I'm trying to think of all those geological terms. Just an interesting little narrow square neckline. Flutter sleeve. Possibly some, yeah, definitely some gathers here. Maybe some kind of waistband, a midriff situation, and then a straight, just past the knee length skirt. Here's our, okay. So yeah, you do have this little modesty panel in the middle with these bust gathers and a midriff. Here's the sleeveless version. Here's the version the model is wearing. And, oh, another little version with a little itty bitty ruffle sewn into the arm side. We already saw that. Here's the back, has a little V, and something goes into a tie. I don't think there was an extra belt. I just think that maybe that's sewn into the side seams. Let's take a look at the front envelope. Yeah, the midriff might just pull around into a tie in the back, which is really cute. Here is our line drawings, which we can basically see from those renderings, but not the back. So it does look like, at least for one view, the midriff does have separate ties that pull around into the back. This, I think, is the same thing. I just don't know why they don't draw them the same way. I don't understand. I don't understand that. But for what it's worth, it's also kind of cute, like just without the ties. Like if you just made the half midriff and then didn't add the ties to the back, it's also kind of cute. I still like it that way too. Okay, chambray, crepe, double georgette, lightweight linen, rayon, silky types, soft cottons, tencel. Yeah, bit of a fabric hog because this is all one piece in the back here. So 4 5/8 of a yard for A, which is the longer version. B is the shorter version with the sleeve, so that's 3 1/4 yards. And then C is like the sleeveless version, which is the little ruffle, shorter length, 2 1/4 yards. So that's a great use of fabric. All right, our bust measurements here go from 40.5 to 58. So this is worse for the petite girls. So if you're a petite person, so far I'm getting the impression that you can't wear misses and you can't wear ones that are combined misses and women's. That's, that's got to be a real struggle. I don't know, like maybe the petite people just aren't as vocal as the plus size people are, but they should be. You know what I mean? If you are petite, if you find yourself in like the 00024 size range and ready to wear, I'd be interested to know if there are any of these patterns that you can sew. A lot of us were saying in the new look first impression last week that, I'm a 14 and ready to wear. I'm a 16 and ready to wear. I'm an 18 and ready to wear. And I wouldn't be able to sew any of those new look patterns that had the close-fitting bottom. I wonder if the lower end of the size range, 0 to 4s, are feeling the same way about this collection. But our next option is a caftan. All sizes included in one, alphanumeric sizing, extra small to extra large. I don't really know about a caftan. I mean, I did just make one, but not to wear out, just to wear to the pool. This is a real travesty to me because they chose a printed rayon where the wrong side shows and the wrong side's not super pretty when you put your hands up like this. So I feel like they should have used a solid color or something where, but you can see the really pretty baby hems. Well, we've got this V-neck with this little like bar across the chest. I guess to keep it up on your shoulder. And then, the caftan just has the one seam going down here. And the rest is like a column dress. Here's the line drawing. Ooh, animal print. Okay. So you can see that there. Here's another version. Oh, with a little inset of lace. Interesting. And then here's the back of the caftan. This just feels really out of place. Out of place in terms of, style, like design-wise. Like, who's wearing this? Out of place for Simplicity's target demographic in terms of, like, age and lifestyle and all of that. Out of place for just Simplicity's collection in and of itself. This almost feels like, hurry, we need one more pattern. So this is what they threw together. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, this is it. You just have kind of like almost like a block of fabric. This is your seam. Your arm comes in here somewhere, and then it falls down and makes this little drapey thing. They're very easy to make. I don't even want to venture into how much fabric this is. A maxi length caftan. My goodness. Yeah, 5 yards for A. And then for B, it's the same. You just have this little cutout. My word. And then they don't give us any finished garment measurements because it doesn't really matter. You could probably be a lot of sizes and fit into this. Yeah, because it's just so roomy and so easy to adjust for different sizes. Fabrics are cotton blends, rayon, and silky types, and then the contrast inset they're suggesting lace, novelty lace, and silky types. Yeah, I just can't imagine who's buying that unless they just happen to stumble across it. All right, now we've got a Mrs. and Women's top in 2 lengths. Sorry, I just had a funny thought. She looks to me like not like a modeling service, sent her over. It's like she works in the office. She looks like every girl's girl, not necessarily like a model, which is not a bad thing at all. Relatable. Okay, so we've got a V-neck top with, is this a raglan sleeve? I don't know. Very full sleeve with elastic at the bottom. And then this comes all the way down to like your low hip. So sort of like a tunic. Yes, it is a raglan sleeve and it has elastic in the shoulder. Here is a Flutter sleeve version with a bust dart. Did this one have a bust dart? Yeah. And then we've also got this one that has this little necktie as well. Cute little top. I would never make it this long. Could chop off probably 6 inches of that thing. Still make it tuckable, but cute if you untucked it as well. I don't like tunics on fuller hips like mine. There's the back. Just has a little scoopy neck. And some kind of, do they have fisheye darts in this? I don't think so. I think that's just the way the print is. But there's that. And then here are the other line drawings. Yeah, no darts in the back. This version's very different. Obviously, you don't need that strap. It's just an extra little detail. And I kind of like stuff like that. Some people might find it to be a little bit fussy, but I kind of like it. Crepe, linen blends, rayon, satins, silky types, soft cottons. Yeah, anything lightweight drapey all the way up to like your summer weight stable or type of cottons. This would be good for sure. Thread, elastic, and more elastic. Sleeve elastic and shoulder elastic is the difference there. And then we have 2.5 yards just about, depending on which version. Also, you wouldn't need too much more fabric to make this into a dress because it's already at the top of your thighs. So maybe another 9-12 inches and you would have, so you could get 3 yards of fabric and make a dress. Just want to put that out there. All right, finished bust measurements go from 38.5 to 57. Very roomy top, which is why this is so large, just because there's a lot of wearing ease in the top. Not so much along the hip, so you'd have to double check that, especially if you are pear-shaped or hourglass. Okay, next up we have a Mrs. top with sleeve variations. So you've got this like tunic type of band in the front that goes into these little gathers, set in sleeve that flare out quite a bit, and then the length again is pretty long, tunic length. Here is a printed version. This one, they elasticated the sleeves. This one, they shortened the sleeves. And then the back has these little gathers along the neckline. Yeah, I can see where they're going with it, especially in this like stable fabric. The length of this makes sense. I like this better as a dress personally. This kind of boxy type design, especially with the long sleeve. But I can see the shorter sleeve version that looks very ready to wear to me. So does this one. I mean, they look like, basic little blouses. Here is the back of the envelope. Cotton blend, sateen, lightweight denim, batik, gingham, silky types. Yeah, so again, kind of runs the gamut of light to mid-weight wovens. Thread and elastic. A and B. Okay, the longer sleeve versions need 2 yards. The shorter sleeve versions need 1 3/4 yard. Finished bust is 39 inches up to 54.5. Again, very roomy in the bust. And this one's quite roomy in the hip too. And then here are our line drawings. These necklines, I am always torn because they're difficult to sew because you're doing the convex and concave curves and sewing those together. So it's a little bit tricky, especially whenever you're sewing down the facing and doing the stitch in the ditch. That's always challenging, which isn't a problem. I don't mind a challenge, but it's like the reward you get for that isn't that exceptional. It's not like once I get done pulling my hair out with this, I have this neckline that's like, oh my God, so amazing. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, okay. There's your neckline. You know what I mean? It's like not worth it sometimes. Okay, now we have a knit. Sorry, just want to scoot ahead to see where we're going with this. This is it, right? Yeah, because there's our Cruella. Oh, they really didn't have that many patterns. All right, so we've got a knit dress and top. This is so far the only knit garment. 6 to 14, 14 to 22, and then kind of athleisure-y with that zipper and with a little stand collar. Knee length. She's just very tall. Tie-dye. Yeah, look at that there. That's, There it is as a top. It's reminding me a lot of, what are they called? Like, those, they're not swimsuits, but like you wear them in the pool or the beach, but they're like shirts. Are they called like, I almost want to call them skims, but that's not it. Oh, I can't remember what they're called. But you know what I mean? Those things you wear in the water. But a dress version, I don't see myself wearing a dress in the water. Like a golf shirt. That kind of looks like a golf shirt a little bit. I don't know. Who's wearing this? Where are you going in this? She has her green sneakers on too that match. That's cute. Like I would wear that. Who's wearing that? Unless, yeah, you're doing something athletic. Here are our line drawings. Here's our pattern envelope, which they just sort of call out some of the details. All used for stretch fabrics only, activewear, knits, bamboo, interlock, ITY, and jersey. 1 8-inch plastic zipper, closed bottom, and some grosgrain ribbon. 1.5 yards for A. The top B is 1 1/8 yard, and the dress with a long sleeve is 2 yards. Finished bust 31.5 to 45, and then the finished hip is 34 to 47. So probably some negative ease in the hip, I'm guessing, and then just like none, if not very, very little in the bust. What does it say about, what does it say? Mrs. Knit front dresses and top with stand, collar, and sleeve variations. They're not giving you a ton to go on in terms of like lifestyle, but yeah, I'm getting very, very athletic type of situation for this. It's cute though. I just don't know where I'm wearing it. Where do I wear this? Just to Target? Okay, here is Mrs. Skort. Wait, Mrs. Skirt in 2 lengths and a skort. So 3 patterns. And they're going to do this to us again. Wasn't it Simplicity who did it last time, who had this super, super cute top, but no pattern for it? Here's another one. Gimme the gimme this top, but put a bra on her because I can see her nipples. Okay. We have an elastic waist short. Pretty long inseam here. That looks 6 inches, 8 inches. And then you have this overlay with patch pockets. Next, you have the skirt, still with the overlay. So the situation is you have these overlay panels and then either a flat panel skirt or a short with a crotch that goes underneath. Okay, 2 lengths on the skirt. This knee length, the long, maybe maxi length, and then you have this shorts length that I think is shorter than the shortest skirt, but I'm sure you could hack it into a mini skirt as well. What does the back look like? Oof, so far so not good. Oh man, that is pretty bad. Man, I'm not even entirely sure where to start with this. That just looks bad. And if it looks bad on her with her little itty bitty butt, maybe because it's flared, I think we should just stick with the skirt on this one. You know what I mean? I'm sure the back of the skirt looks wonderful. This is just a lot of bad. Proportion wise, the crotch curve is all wrong. This flare here is just not very flattering. Yeah, that's just pretty bad. Front is real cute though. I like the front a lot, but something's got to give in the back, literally. Okay, so yeah, here's how it works. So you have this simple skirt, right, in 2 different lengths, and then you have these little Dumahicks sewn into the side seams, and it comes around, wraps around to the front, and ties into a knot there. And then for your shorts, same thing, you just have shorts underneath. See how these come, like they curve down? Hers like flared out. They would just, it's not impossible to fix. It would just, you just have to put a little bit of work into it. And I wonder how much of that flaring that is happening on hers is because of this. The weight of this is causing it to pull out. You see how this is like popping out? Cute in a skirt, cute in the front, but in the back, not cute. All right, poplin, lightweight twill, lightweight denim, linen, sateen, tinsel, ripstop. So yeah, all your bottom weight fabrics, elastic for the waistband, and 3 yards for the longest skirt, 2 yards for the shorter skirt, 2 1/8 for the shorts. Hip measurements go from 39 to 53. So kind of roomy in the hip a little bit. 4 inches or so, I'm guessing. All right. I do like that top still, though. Here is the little Skort from the little athleisure outfit. So this is a Skort and a short. Love her top, too. So you've got like an actual waistband here and then this little crossover panel. Oh, they're like biker shorts. Or a skirt. Or a skort. So is she wearing the skirt? Yes. I would have loved to seen this in the short version. Back cell phone pocket. Where? Wide casing, asymmetric front wrap. Yeah, the skirt is super cute. I would have loved to see the overlay Skort though. I'm trying to imagine like a legging Skort. I mean, yeah, I'm here for that. Right? Is that what's happening? Or I'm so confused. This is a short in the back and the front. And there's your little pocket. This is just a skirt, and this is just a skirt. Right? Activewear knit, spandex blends, ITY, two-way stretch. Yeah, you'd have to get the pattern envelope out to tell if there's shorts under here or not. 1 yard for the shorts. I have a pair of biker shorts, like, like leggings, but shorts. I wear them all the time. The Skort, B, this is B, the Skort. So under this is the shorts, but it looks like a skirt all the way around. I love that. Like, love that. Because, with the chafing and the sweating and everything going on in the summer, here for that for sure. And I'm certain you could make this into a Skort as well. Yeah, this is cute. 1 1/8 yards for this. The finished hip measurements 32.5 to 46 for A and B, and then for C, it's a 1/2 inch bigger. Not entirely sure why. Oh, because it's a skirt and not shorts. So there you go. Not something I would have sat down and said, you know what I really need? A knit Skort. But I kind of like this. This will be like my little surprise. Then we have some, I don't normally do menswear. We'll do this because they're positioning it as unisex. Knit only tops, pants, and shorts. So again, this feels like from a different collection. Like it got left out last year, and so they're throwing it in now. But it's just a little jersey matching set. His and hers. Like, it feels like it's been done before, you know what I mean? Ooh, what happened here? Yeah, the shape of this shirt, though, is very, very on trend for women. So I'm here for that. I mean, I don't know, maybe when the fall rolls around, I would be more interested in this. Right now, I'm feeling like I would die if I put that on. There is an issue with the crotch, obviously. This is, I don't know if it's supposed to be a drop crotch or what. Looks pretty decent on him, not so good on her. But the back looks pretty good. I don't know. I could probably do the short right now. Hmm. That's actually okay. Maybe I've just talked myself into it. That wasn't actually very hard. But size for knits like cotton lycra, jersey, bamboo knits, extra fabric needed. Yeah. 1/2 yard of hem taper, twill taper, clear elastic. I think for the shoulder. The pants need elastic for the waistband, twill tape, 2 yards of it. That must be for the waist, for the drawstring. And then fusible interfacing for the buttonholes. All the sizes are in one, extra small to extra large. 2 yards for the long sleeve top, 1 3/8 for the short sleeve top, 2 yards for the pants, 1 3/8 for the shorts. And then, because this is unisex, is it sized differently? I don't know. The bust is 39 up to 54. and the hip is 36 to 52. I mean, remember, this top is very, very, very roomy. So you could probably size down even if you wanted to. But the pants are sort of close fitting. So, all right. And then we have Mimi G's husband. His name is Norris. Has a men's pull-on pants or shorts, which looks like he did out of leather, possibly. Then you've got this men's knit top and shorts. Knit top, knit shorts. And then another knit pattern for men. Why the men are getting so many knit patterns, I don't really understand that, but I don't know. Then you have mommy daughter, super cute. Little sisters, so cute. Little girls, so cute. Nothing for the boys, huh? Well, I guess something like this is unisex. But that is it for Simplicity Summer 2021. What I think is going on here is that they watch my first impression videos. I'm just kidding. I don't think they watch. But I do think that they kind of swung the pendulum really hard to the clean, simple, minimalist situation and then decided, let's pull it back a little bit. There are still, in every single one of these patterns, a very, very simple, clean, basic version. And there's also a version with a little bit of extra. And that is the version that they made up for their samples. So it looks like it's a more designed collection when the simple, clean options are still there, but they're just showcasing kind of the more extra options instead. Just a bit of like a marketing kind of decision, you know? What are we going to make a sample out of? What are we going to put on the cover? What is the model going to wear? I think all of those decisions make it look like a different collection or a different sort of design when really the basics are still there. They're just choosing to highlight the other ones. I'm dying to know what you guys think. Do they have lookbooks? I guess not. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of the Simplicity collection. There are, 2 or 3 patterns I'll probably add to my collection here, but I'm dying to know which ones you love. If you agree with my thoughts on anything that I had an opinion on today, or if you disagree, let me know that too. But that is going to do it for me today. I will see you all back here very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.